Hi flosstube, welcome to my channel, Gemma May Stitch. I'm Gemma. Welcome back if you are a returning subscriber, and hi to all my new subscribers. I want to start by saying thank you so much for a lovely shout out from Chris Crossstitch. So I know a lot of you have come across on him. It was so lovely. I probably fangirled. I was texting my partner, I can shout it out, and I finally went over 100 subscribers from it, so thank you all so much, and you are very, very welcome here. So I talk about cross stitch. I tend not to talk about any other crafts, although I do a lot of other crafts. I make no promises come Halloween. If you've seen a few videos ago, it is one of my favourites, so I do tend to craft a lot for that. Different kinds, paper mache, painting, clay. So I've moved locations today, just to try and get some better lighting. I keep getting a row off light for bad lighting. So I've also got a mic. So one thing Chris did say was about I am quite quiet. But he was not the first person to say it, so I'd already ordered the mic and it arrived today, so I thought I'd give it a go. So fingers crossed this sounds okay. But yeah, so this is our front room. So with the crafting, clay from last Halloween, my little plant I made, and I made the wands as well. The knitting is not mine. I can't knit to save my life. I can knit a little square and not change colour. I don't do the casting on, so I can't knit really. So this was for our wedding off my mother, and this is Hedwig, and she knitted that for me as well. We're well into Halloween, so I snuck a few pieces in at the moment, just because. So this shelf is always here, but the house here, the plant pot here, and the gnome riding a crow are all new this year, and I thought I bought them, so I thought, well, I may as well put them on the shelf, because what's the point of putting them away? So yeah, they're already out. But yeah, I'm really random today, my apologies. So yeah, thank you for everyone who's come over. Crafting Halloween. Shall we get into some cross stitching? So I say that, and then I'm going to say I don't have a lot this week. I'm changing jobs at the moment, so if you watch a couple of my videos, like I said, I've had a little bit of anxiety trouble at the moment, and I can't effectively do my current job. It is what it is. Work are being really great about it, but there's only so much they can do. They are a company at the end of the day. So I'm a job coach. I go into workplaces with individuals who are on the autistic spectrum, have learning difficulties or learning disabilities, or a combination of all of them. Young adults, 18 to 25, is my current project. And I love it. I really do. So we do all the before work, the CV building and confidence and everything, and travelling in, so teaching them to use the buses and trains or however they get in there. And then I learn the job myself, and then I teach them so that the employer doesn't have to, and we teach them in a certain way. And it's very rewarding, and like I said, I do love it usually, but I'm not in a place at the moment myself to be able to not be responsible for, because they are adults, but teach and travel train, and I'm just not in that place right now. So like I said, work has been lovely, but I'm changing jobs. So I've got to work my notice, which is about a month. But that this week I do have another job to go to. That's just a bit more, I'm not responsible for another person. It's structured. I have a start time, a finish time. It's only the one job. And I think my camera's about to fall off my table. Bear with. And I'm back. Sorry about that. I just sort of seen myself going slightly sideways and I was like, that doesn't seem right. So hopefully that wasn't too bad. I'm really sorry. Anyway, work, change jobs, not much stitching is the short version that I should have just gone with in the first place. So I do have, though, 2 fully finished objects, so FFOs. One is a finish and an FFO, and the other one you've seen, if you've watched my videos, you've seen previously as a finish, and I've fully finished it. Both in frames. I'm a frame person. I can sew. I have a sewing machine. I've made project bags if you've seen my previous videos. So I've got basic, but I haven't tried anything yet. So FFOs. My first one that you will have seen the finish if you followed me, but here is it in my frame. Oops, glare. It's my summer stitch by Little Dove Designs. I should have had the chart because that was hard work. Little Dove Designs. Loved it. The only change I made was, this was supposed to say something like Summer Blooms, and I put the year and my initials. But yes, so this is my seasonal wall. Really, really love this one. I've got the spring to do, and I want to get the autumn. So what I'm thinking of doing next month is a bit more of my autumn stitching. So I've got one of these sneak more Halloween in, and I've got another chart that I can't think of off the top of my squirrels. So yeah, so that is the frame is from TK Maxx. So when I went hunting for our Halloween decorations, there was a pack of 3 of these for, I think it was £20, and I didn't have the size of my chart, so you'll notice it's a bit off, but so I took a risk, and luckily it paid off. So like I said, because I'm doing seasonal ones, the 3 frame pack was great. I'm going to need one more, obviously, but one fully finished object. My second fully finished object is my wedding sampler, my July cross-stitch camp project. So I will ask my husband, to pop a picture in of where it was last time, hopefully, and here it is now. So I've finished it all up. So this frame is, I'm going again, I'm sorry. And she's back again. I am so sorry. I really shouldn't switch rooms. This has gone very awry. I might have to see how bad this video turns out, and we'll have to do another one. Oh well. So back to my fully finished object. So this was my wedding and July cross-stitch cap project. The frame is from IKEA. It's a bit tight, but I do like it. I like that this is plastic and not glass. It seems a little less, well, it doesn't help when I do that, but it just seems a bit, in person you can see the stitching better. It's the word I was looking for. I'm sorry, I'm all fuddled after falling over. So I popped our initials down here, me, Lloyd, and our wedding date. And then I did still sign and date in the little pond there. I really love this one. I saw this from the Lancashire Stitcher here on YouTube. And I liked it so much. I was like, yeah, that's the one for my camp project and our wedding sampler. 14 count Aida from Claire's Cross Stitch. And mostly the called for, so I had to do a few blends. If you've seen my last video, I was a little unhappy with the orange. Actually, I think once it's all together, it has turned out okay. So there's that one. That's my second fully finished object. Okay, on to the whips. So that is work in progress, if you've not been here before. so I worked on a couple of projects, probably things that I shouldn't have been working on. So the first one is the one with my least progress, I guess I'll do first. So I'm doing the Hello Sunshine Sal with Caterpillar cross stitch. And so it's a mystery stitchalong. It's on the third part at the moment. It only came out yesterday or the day before, so I haven't got a lot of progress on because I was still stitching one of my other projects, which you'll see in a bit. So if I can, I'll get my partner to pop in what it's gonna look like, or this, at least this amount. And I have a tiny bit of dragonfly. Ooh, that's quite, oh, there we are. To put on a bit of an angle with the light. So part 1 was down here, part 2 included the toucan, and part 3 is going to be the curve at the top here. So this is the start of the dragonfly. Sorry, I'm definitely gonna have to stop moving locations because I can't get anything in. It seems a bit blurry. Hopefully it's not too bad for you. I'm really sorry. There we are. And isn't he just adorable? I do love this needle minder. That is one thing I haven't done in the chart. So there's a little pink leaf that goes in here, but I kind of want to put his tail to match because I really like that on the needle minder. So I've left it blank for the moment. I'm going to do a bit more of work and see what I feel. I mean, you can't really even tell there's anything missing until I've told you that. So we'll see how that one goes. But Caterpillar cross stitch, these trees are fantastic. So again, if you've been following me, this is my second tree. I finished the spring, and I do have the autumn and winter trees, which is Hello Pumpkin and Hello Deer. So that was the one I was thinking of. So I want to start I'm sorry. So I want to start the Hello Pumpkin tree in I think August, and do a sort of autumn-y, Halloween-y lead up bit. I just want to Halloween stitching. So yeah, that was the other one I was thinking of. So yeah, I've got that one to start. So that's in my project bag I made. Oh, and I know it's not a haul, but I'm throwing it in there. The Bags Plus, the name escapes me, Floss Buddy, maybe, that I couldn't find last time. That's the design I had. I couldn't find it because it was in with my cross stitch. Okay, my next work in progress was for Jolly July. So that's my roll version of the flip. So this is my Stitching with the Housewives piece. So it's 6 different designs that I'm putting onto one piece of Aida. So last time you would have seen Mr. Claus was completed, and I was halfway through Mrs. Claus. I finished Mrs. Claus and Santa's Little Helper. So just popping them out to the snap. I'm sorry. I should have done that first, shouldn't I? Okay, so Santa you will have seen. And then Mrs. Claus I finished. Oh, it's a bit see-through. I need to work that out. And there is Santa's Helper, who is Rudolph. Oh, I've got to say, yesterday I got so excited. So as well as the whole cross stitch thing, I took a photo and everything. I'm so sad. Santa's eye. There is a French knot that was done first time. I was so chuffed. I'm sorry. I took a photo. I was like, oh, I done a French knot first time, and it's actually round and looks like a French knot. So I was super excited with that one. So none of these are the called for colours. This is 14 count Aida, my Demon Aida from Aldi. Although this one I used fabric softener, and it worked. It worked on the black and it worked on the cream. The white was still a nightmare, but oh well. We live and learn. So here's the all together. So I've started on Let It Snow. So this is going to be a little snowman. And then I've got the 2 spaces at the top then. Now, I miscalculated. And I've bought Deck the Halls. And I didn't buy a 6th. I bought 5. Knowing my fabric was divided into 6. So yeah, so I need another one for there. But I love how it's turning out so far. I think it's going to be a really cute Christmas piece. So yeah, none of the called for. I'm just using the pound bag of floss that comes from pound shops, just in the nearest colour I can find. And yeah, and I've added a bit of sparkle as well. I'm not sure it's going to come up. So I used DMC Etoile for the white in his jumper, and in the baubles, and in Santa's snowflakes. So if it was a bauble or a jumper, I've tried to add a bit of sparkle for Christmas. So that was my Christmas in July, Jolly July, whichever you're using, whip. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. Really, really pleased. So my next whip, and I think my final, let me just double check, I'm sorry. Yes, so if you see my last video, I had started the Silhouettes pattern by Teresa Kogut. I'll get my partner to pop a picture in you. And I ran out of floss. So I'm still waiting that at the moment. So I started something else Halloween-y. So again, I have mentioned that I'm going to do I am doing now, Tiny Modernist When Witches Go Riding Mystery Stitch Along. I do like a stitch along. So this is part 1. Part 2 must be due when I'm in trouble because I haven't finished part 1 yet. Just flicking, trying to make sure. Yes, part 2 is going to be with us on the 1st of August, which is tomorrow? Monday? Sunday? I don't even know what day it is. Sunday. So yeah, I've got 2 days to finish this. I'm not far off. I've got some filling in and some backstitch to do. So here it is. Really lovely. This witch, I love my witch. So I had the called for. I've stolen it out of the Halloween Quaker because I haven't started that yet. So I stole it out of there. So I really need to put it back, but never mind. And was the green the called for? Yeah, the green is the called for. The silver is the only one that isn't. So I had these 2 in stash. DMC, if you've seen my cone of doom, I now have enough black 310 DMC probably forever. So yeah, so the grey I had to sub. I just grabbed the grey that was in stash. I got it in my Floss birdie. The DMC 169 I subbed it for, which was just a grey I had that kind of looked right. So it's charted in both Classic Colourworks and DMC anyway, so they were interchangeable. I wanted to do in the Classic Colourworks, but the grey was Bacon Tin, and it's slightly hard to get in the UK at the moment because I think it was a new one in the is it Expo? No, yes, market in one of the American trade things. So it's now trickling into the UK though. I have seen that Lakeside Needlecraft has got it, but I'm on a spending freeze while I change jobs a second, so I don't have that one, so I've just subbed that in. This angel was a nightmare. She's a little bugger. So it all went well. One wing went fantastic, and then the second wing outline I had to frog twice. I don't know what was, it was just, I even highlighted my chart, and I don't write on my charts usually. It's a printout anyway, it's not like it would hurt, but I just don't usually need to. But when I frogged it the second time, I was like, okay, let's go get a highlighter and let's see why we're doing this wrong. So that's why she's not filled in very much either, because I was ready to throw it out the window. So yeah, but I think it's going to be stunning. So there's a bit of back stitching is what's missing now after I filled in the angel, which I was just going to do once I filled her in, and I'm ready for the next part. Good job, since it's come in like in 2 days. So that was everything that I am working on at the moment. I didn't manage to get back to my unicorn because I keep starting things, but I will. Famous last word. Wow, isn't that the flosstube motto? Oh, if I just picked it up and if I just did a little bit more. But yeah, so really excited with all of those. Yeah, so my finishes, my whips, my haul. Very tiny haul this week. Like I said, I'm trying not to buy, although I have a few bits that I'd already ordered. So the microphone was one, which is hopefully doing well. Let me know in the comments below if you could actually hear me this week. And my Mrs. Seda silk turned up. So again, it was something I already ordered, but I've lost it. I got it. I was so pleased. First of all, the first thing I noticed when I opened it was the smell. Sounds weird, but oh my god, they smell amazing. Parma violet-y sort of. I was so surprised. I mean, they've been in the mail for 2 weeks, but yes, so have a good sniff of my smells. I'm sorry. Anyway, on an adult note, they're gorgeous. Look at those. They feel amazing. The variegation is lovely. So I got 2 packs. I got pretty things. So this one is just, I picked a load of colours I liked. So I tried to get sort of like the rainbow, I guess. Blue, red, yellow, green. Turquoise is nails is one of my favourite colours. So a tealy, turquoisey. My car is mint green. The browns and the grey. Oh, that would have been a lovely colour. Talking to myself, I'm sorry. So, and I feel neutrally. I do like that black. They feel lovely. So I can't wait to go with those. So that was the pack I bought, just picking a few colours that I thought, might be good. And then there was a pack of these. Now these are specifically for Find Your Joy, which is I want to say Jane Hicks pattern. I could be wrong. But again, it was a pack, which is why I was trying to get a pack. But when you pick 10 colours, you had to pick your own, and it was getting. I'm not that good with shops. So I got a pack that was for the pattern, but had a good mix of colours that I liked. Oh, look at the purple. Just stunning. So that one as well. And the pink. So yeah, that's good. So I don't have the chart for it, but I have the colours. And actually, I'm supposed to start a project with them for Cross Stitch Camp August, which was the challenge is you start a project and you finish project within the month. And August's bonus task, I guess, was to stitch with something you hadn't used before. So fabric or floss. So silk. Never used it before, so I'm going to have a go. But I don't have a pattern in mind just yet. So I might get the Jane Hicks one that the floss is designed for. or I might see if they go with a pattern that I've already got, which was what I was thinking in the first place. But I didn't realise that August was this weekend. Flown crazy. So yeah, so my tiny little haul of just a little bit of floss. There are a couple of bits I need. I'm gonna have to get the floss for the silhouettes because I love the pattern and I'm loving stitching on it, so I'm gonna get it at some point, but maybe when my job settles, or at least if I can figure out if the transition is gonna be okay. You know, it's like you don't get paid, you get your final pay from the one job and then you don't get your pay for the next one, so it's just whether that sort of goes smoothly or not, which I don't know yet. I have a meeting on Monday. Everyone, if you're a prayer or a fingers crosser or a send vibes out into the world, please just, okay, let's not get emotional or anything. But yeah, I just want it to go smoothly. So, I did my new start, my whips, my haul. Who have I been watching? So, it's kind of an under 1,000 subs club shout out. Well, this one is because she's on, when I checked, she was on 205 subscribers. She's on video 44, and I'm so gutted I only just found her. So it's Fabric and Cats here on YouTube. Such good patterns, and I meant to write it down. I found a new designer through it as well that has lovely things. So if you watch her video, it's the little she does like little pillow finishes, and oh, I can't think of the designer name. If I can find it, I'll get my partner to pop it down the bottom. But yeah, I hadn't seen any of their patterns before, or if I had, it sort of hadn't registered until I'd seen them stitched up, and I was like, oh, I love those. So yeah, definitely give her a watch. She's lovely, and her little cats pop in now and again. And they had really good names as well. I think it's like Shadow and Midnight, maybe. I was like, yeah, we're in there. So that's my who have I been watching this week. I haven't watched a lot of flosstube with the transitioning and everything. So I am behind on a couple of people. I'm loving the whip parades though. Everyone's doing mid-year whip parades. So just before doing my video, I got slightly distracted with Kansas City Girl in a Colorado World's mid-year whip parade, and funny enough, I've got Evelyn across the pond on pause because I started watching and it's about an hour long, and I was like, you've got to go get your own video done, stop watching flosstube and go get filming. So I paused. I was like, all right, I'm going, talking myself into it. So I've got hers going as well. So yeah, I really need to say thank you again to Chris. And yeah, watch his last video, and actually the one before as well, because I hadn't caught up, so I watched them both together. He just tells such an amazing story. Not rambling like some people do. But yeah, so I hope the falling over and everything wasn't too off-putting, and fingers crossed my mic worked well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye.